Welcome, welcome, boys. This is another collaboration video with Panzer Platform. He organized another collaboration video with me and the other Panzer Platform enthusiasts out there. The boys are getting together and we are doing an engine bay tour. So over my shoulder here is the 2003 Lincoln Town Car Executive. You may recognize from previous videos if you're a subscriber of mine. So if you are a subscriber of mine and you have come to this video first, make sure you go down into the description below and check out the links to get to the other channels where the other boys are going under the hoods of their beasts, see what they got going on. And if you are coming here from one of those other channels, welcome, welcome. Let's dive right in, shall we? And after pulling the hood release inside the car, you're greeted with our switchblade hood release on the outside. Pops to the grill here, so we just lift up. The underneath of the hood, unlike my P71, we have this nice sound insulator for the hood light, which I have seen work before, so I'm assuming maybe the car knows it's daytime and it doesn't need to be on. Pretty sure. I've seen it on before at night. In any case, give you a moment to check out the cleanliness and pristineness of our engine bay here. She is clean, boys. Clean enough to eat off of. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Alright, and for those who are going to say, oh my god, we can't see anything, you got this big engine cover in the way. Alright, for those who really want to see it, I got you. So on our 03 we do have the cable actuated throttle, not none of that drive-by-wire nonsense that everybody hates that could possibly fail at any given moment and leave you stranded. How often do cables break? I've never had one break. Oil packs, EGR valve, the usual up in here. So everything on this is original with the exception it looks like one of these these coil packs. That one's gray, the other ones appear to be Motorcraft, but that predates me. Same with on this side, this one's kind of gray. But maybe they just came like that, I don't know. Kind of odd that a car with less than 50K would already have something like that done on it, but who knows. They all appear to be the same. Alright, in any case, so things we have done to this. With it only having less than 50K miles, we haven't done a whole lot, really. We did replace this ambient air temperature sensor right here. So this thing, it just threads into place. If you need to replace it, you can get to it from underneath the car. You just go under here, look up, you'll see it. Unplug the electrical connector, just unthread it by hand, it'll come out, thread the new one in, plug it back in, you're back in business. Now the other thing we've done to this is with another sensor, the windshield washer fluid level sensor. So as you can see, the windshield washer fluid reservoir is in fact full, but it kept giving me a message saying it was empty. I thought, well, that can't be right. So in order to replace that, you just need your 8mm here. And after that comes off, you move this out of the way. There's actually two connectors in here, one of which is for the pump. This one right back here This guy is for the sensor. Simply unplug it, put the new one in, and then you're back in business. So relatively minor repairs. And that's it. That's the only thing that we've done to it. So things I do plan on doing in the future is nothing too major. It's really only a general routine preventative maintenance. So I'm going to assume everything on this is original since 50K. We know the brakes are. So brake fluid's probably never been changed. I'm not going to bleed it out of every single caliper. I only do that when I replace the brakes. But I will open up this reservoir. We're going to suck all that fluid out, put some new fluid in. That way at least some of it is clean and not full of moisture. We're also going to replace our power steering fluid. That's probably also factory because I'm the only person I know on the planet that actually changes it. Coolant. We're going to change the coolant and the thermostat just as preventative maintenance, not overheating or anything. It's also not underheating. It does get up to temperature. So we'll drain all that. And then we have the two bolts here that hold the thermostat in. This is a really easy procedure, so that'll come out. Place the thermostat. I'm not actually going to flush it. What I plan on doing is just backing this thing up the ramps so that the rear of the car is in fact higher than the front, and then I'll let gravity take however much out it takes. We'll put that back in and then we're good to go. Our accessory belt's starting to get a little crack in here. Not nothing major, but enough that we should probably replace that. So we'll be doing that as well. Engine oil is good to go for a while. Eventually that'll be changed, but for now it's good. And the transmission fluid change we plan on doing on this thing as well. So dipstick back there, Mercon V. And by the way, Mercon V in that thing, Ford calls for Mercon in that. So I'll be doing just Mercon, the power steering. The Mercon V for that, and we're just going to do a drain and fill, which I do believe I've also mentioned in a previous video. I plan on installing a drain plug in the transmission drain pan, so that'll be make any future transmission changes nice and easy. And we do have one more thing that's not so much a repair, but maybe a modification we did, and that is over here. So normally there's a flap here, a little rubber flap. And to illustrate what that would kind of look like normally on my E38. So like here for the air, there's this little rubber flap. And in this car, we suck in outside air, it goes through a filter, comes through this flap, and then goes down in that hole, goes inside the interior. On this car, this is to drain water. So what happens is when you get a bunch of debris and foliage and other things caught in here, the rain will accumulate and the water can't flow out of here fast enough, so it goes up and then it goes into the interior of the car in the passenger side floorboard. And I noticed under the WeatherTech we had some water intrusion. Now this was clear, but it was still filling up on the inside of the car. So what I did was I just pulled the flap completely off, because I'm thinking what was happening is it was just raining so hard. We did have a lot of hard rains here for a couple days straight, even like flash flood warning kind of stuff. So what I'm thinking is it was just raining so fast that this couldn't drain out through that flap fast enough. So we pulled it off, so now it should be able to drain just as fast as it comes in. So that should eliminate that problem. So just be aware of that if you do have one of these cars. I'm not saying you have to yank your flap off, but you might want to yank your flap off. And that's really all I got going on in here. Like I said, she's bone stock. Nothing else done to it. Under 50,000 miles. But if anything else breaks on it, we will address that when it comes up. I don't anticipate anything breaking, but, you know, we'll do it. If it breaks, we'll shoot a video on it, we'll repair it. But for now, Future plans on this is just general, preventative, routine maintenance. And that concludes our engine bay tour show and tell of our 2003 Lincoln Town Car. I'd like to take this time to thank Panzer Platform for allowing me this opportunity to participate in this collaboration effort. So if you like what you saw, and you're not a subscriber, you came here from one of the other channels, consider subscribing if you want to see more content on this beast and some of my other beasts. And if you are a subscriber of mine, be sure you go down below into the description, check out the links for the other boys, and check out what they're doing. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.